That right there was a dead giveaway of what this arcade is going to be themed around. So stay tuned for part 5 for that. Well, welcome to part 4. Here we're talking about the powering of the unit and the components. First, here's the rocker switch that I got wired up using some crimp-on connectors. Put the LED to the bottom. You got 2 reds. One is for power and one goes to your power source. And the other 2 are just black grounds that you'll have running. Here I am using a rubber mallet to put the female DC input jack into place. I'm just using pressure fit right here to make sure that it's nice and snug and will not fall out. I'm gonna go over that rocker switch in a little bit more detail with a little diagram right here. So you have the rocker switch, and then right beside it I just put the female DC input. So you'll plug your power. I plug a 12-volt power supply into that, and then you can just flip the knob. So you got one lead. The very bottom lead is coming up, and I've got one of them little circle terminators on it I crimped on. That's a good little view. That's the best I could get right there. Get your grounds on the top. And here's a little diagram I made just to make it a little bit easier for people to see. You can pause it right here and see how this is wired up. Boom, there it is. So you got the bottom of the rocker switch going out, and here I'm just showing the LED light strip that I soldered up. And now hot gluing the speakers in place, because on these speakers that I ordered there's no screw holes, or I would have screwed them down, but I think hot glue is gonna do me just fine. And then I wire the speakers up, and I'm plugging the amp into my phone, and I'm gonna check the audio test. So this is what I'm doing right here, using my phone for left and right audio just to make sure I wired up everything correctly. And I'm just gonna let you listen to the audio, and I'm not gonna talk over it.
Left channel, left channel, left channel, channel, right channel, right channel, left channel, left channel, left channel, right channel, right channel, right channel, left channel, left channel, left channel, right channel, right channel, right channel, left channel, left channel, left channel, right channel, right channel, right channel, left channel.
Now that the speakers are set up and connected correctly, seem to be working just fine, we're moving on to the back panel. I'm including this diagram right here, this little scheme I created. Don't judge me on my crappy work here, but it's quick and easy, and I think it gets the job done. I will kind of explain it a little bit. So on the far left at the bottom you have your DC input, so you'll plug your 12-volt power supply into that, and that'll run into your rocker switch. The long pole is going to be your negative, so you hook your black wire to that, and then you'll need to hook 2 black wires to the top one when you have the LCD or the LED facing down, just like in the picture. One of them is going to go out to that little screw down terminal block right there. Okay, and then as far as the red, the positive goes, the middle one is for your power, and the bottom goes to the screw down terminal. And I bought this screw down terminal from Radio Shack, and it had a bunch of them, but you don't need all those other ones. You just need you can use any of them, but as long as you're on the same side, the positive and negative. And on the right side of that, what I did is I take that four-way splitter there, and I just cut it with a razor blade, and I trim it back, and you'll have a blue wire and a brown wire. So the brown's hot, blue's negative, just like it's pictured. You'll screw that down. And also what you'll do is you take the red and you'll go to the DC step down converter to the positive side, and then to the negative side. And then on the output, what you'll do is you'll take a micro USB cable and you'll cut it. Take a good one, you want a good quality cable, and cut it, and you'll attach the red and black to the positive and negative of the output of the DC step down converter, just like I got pictured in the top. So that's how you hook all that up. And each of those 4 legs I've got labeled. One of them goes to your LED strip, the other one goes to your amplifier, not pictured here, and the other one goes to your monitor control board, and then there's one not being used, so no need for the fourth one, but you know, 1x4 is what they sell. So any questions on this, I try to make it clear as possible, but I know it still can be a little confusing if I went too fast. So just pause this video, screenshot that. It helps me remember too, because sometimes I forget when I go back to make another one. I refer back to this image, and I'm gonna show another video of the back so you can kind of see it again in real time. But hopefully this did help. So there it is. That's all the components installed. LED light just hanging down like a Christmas tree light, but I will mount that. And the last thing I want to talk about in this last video is the DC step down converter right here. I'm adjusting it to 5 volts for the Raspberry Pi. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, if you learned something, please hit the like button and comment and subscribe if you're new. On to the next video. Part 5 coming soon.